have a new adventure, because alcohol screws you up, doesn't it? You know, people say, why do you drink? And if you like alcohol, it's a crazy question, isn't it? It's good fun, isn't it? Why stop? But you do stupid things when you're drunk. You hurt yourself. You compromise your health. It's very difficult for your family. And it does a lot of damage. So when you look at it, it's not really fun, is it? You need something much better than that in your life to be sober and to get on a good path in life. But you don't have to be totally straight and not have a life. What you need is a new adventure in life, a new purpose. You need something to do, to sort of work towards, something worth getting out of bed for, you know. That's a great substitute for the alcohol and for the addiction. Get addicted to something else. You have to be positive about life again, because alcohol will take away your purpose, it'll take away your light. It'll destroy you. And I'm on a new chapter now. It's fantastic. My life has never been better with this new adventure of mine. And it would never have happened if I carried on drinking. I probably wouldn't have been alive, to be fair. There's something kind of a bit edgy, I suppose. It's like something about pubs and bars. You go in and you think, wow, it's quite good here, isn't it? It's glamorized, isn't it? And dramatized, and it's, you know, hard drinking guys and there's crack and there's laughs and there's fights and there's something romantic about the bar scene, isn't it? And I was drawn into that in central London, you know. But you have to build a big wall between you and the boozer. And you have to, you know, build a new life. Take some risk, but sober, if that makes sense. You'll have more money as well, you know. You feel better and you'll feel as if you're alive again. I felt dead from the head downwards when I was drinking. So I was trying to catch up, you know. I was tired, I had no energy, I was striving for mediocrity, I probably lost opportunities at work, in life in general. And when I look back at my previous time, I spent all those years drinking, I was just chasing the high of when I was young, and it never came back. And all this time I spent trying to recover, and I felt rough, and, you know, eventually I just think it wasn't even pleasurable. That's why I stopped a couple of times, and I relapsed and all this sort of thing. So you've got to look at getting your character back, because it'll pull you down. It'll pull you down so quick. But a lot of people will not stop because of this fear of missing out, because you think you're going to have you think you're a bit of a bore, you're going to have a very good time, you can't meet anybody. And, you know, they're frightened to stop drinking. A lot of people stop for a little while and get bored. That's why I said you've got to have a new adventure, new raison d'etre, a new reason for being. Because all alcohol is going to do is just pull you down all the time, and it will destroy you. So, but when you're addicted to something, it's very difficult to see what's out there and see some light at the end of the tunnel. So when you get off it, you've got to stay off it. That's the most important thing. And as soon as you start this adventure you've got in your head, this dream you've got, you can carry it out. You can do a lot more when you're sober than you ever did when you're drinking. You had a little bit of a buzz for a couple of hours, and when you get this buzz, you sit up a little bit later and you have some more drinks, and you get up next day and you feel rough, and you start to go into hangovers, and then you get anxiety, and it just pulls you down so quickly. And people are so afraid of what their life is going to be sober. That's a massive reason that people don't stop. And they get peer pressure, they get questioned why you don't drink. You have to look after yourself. You know, you need some fun without alcohol, and being able to relax without alcohol is the key. If you don't have a plan before you stop, then you'll fail. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So your reason for stopping has to be better than the reason for staying on the booze. You know, you've got to realise that your health will deteriorate very quickly, especially as you get older. Keep this new life in mind that you're going to have, and you will have a new life, because my life is different, completely different than I ever imagined it would be. For years, I just pub, home, and that was pub, hospital. That's the problem, and it just goes down so quick. Once it starts to slide, it's a very quick drop. But when you get sober, your sober life will take off. Every day you'll feel better. Your body will fight for you if you give it a chance. You know, and you'll find out who your true friends are when you get sober. You start to put your life together and you're doing well. A lot of people will just disappear. And they're not real friends, those sort of people. They're just people you just know and you used to drink with. Your real friends will support you in this and help you. And you'll find out a lot more about yourself, a lot more about your family. And your relationships will all sort of unravel, if that makes sense. Because there's a lot of people who don't like you doing well. It sounds a bit strange, that, but people like to see you down. I've got one uncle who doesn't speak to me now since I got sober. What's all that about? He's not interested in my daughter and the baby now. He just disassociated himself from me. Because he knows I'm doing all right. He thinks I'm doing all right. Don't get me wrong, we've all got problems. You still have problems when you're sober, but you can deal with them. You deal with them quicker and more efficiently. You're not just reaching for the bottle. But people certainly get very jealous of you if you're doing well. I would say about a year sober, things will turn around massively. Your life will come together, you'll have a bit more money, you'll look better, you might have a different relationship, whatever happens. You get a new car, go on holiday. And they're still in the same bar, they're still in the same routine, because they're in a hole, you see. I've been in the bottom of a well. You can't get out again when you're right at the bottom. But I managed to get out. You can get out if you put the effort in. And all you've got to do is stick to this mantra. I'm not having a drink today. The more you do that, the more you convince yourself, and then you've got to convince yourself, otherwise you're going to die early, that life's better. And have this adventure you're going to do. I said to myself, in hospital, if I get sober, I'm going to travel. I didn't realise I was going to meet the love of my life as well, which is a bonus massively. But I'm going to travel. And I've done that. And I'm doing it more. And I'm going to Africa in February, which is a dream for me. There's no way I could have done that if I had kept drinking. No chance. I would never have thought of that. You know, it can be a complicated thing to try and get out of this habit of alcohol, because it's such a massive part of people's lives. It was for me. I used to have a drink after work. I used to have a drink on the way to the underground station. I used to have a drink when I got off the underground. I used to have a drink when I got home. And to try and think of not having a drink again, even for one day, was a massive, massive issue for me. But I could not face even having an hour in my whole life. Put all the tea in China, as it were. You know, people don't like their jobs, they don't like this and that. Yeah, everything becomes easier when you're sober. But a lot of people don't like their jobs because they're going hungover. They can't see the good in things. They can't see the good in people. You become selfish. You become very deceitful. You get yourself sober, your life will open up. I promise you that. Because I've done it. I've been right down to the bottom where I was on my deathbed. And I've come back right up just because I've stopped drinking. There's no magic formula to this. Because we're all going to be alcoholics. But we're in recovery. When you're in recovery, every day in recovery will be better for you. Trust me on this one. The new adventure, day one. Let's get on with it. If you need any help, get in touch with me. There's a link on all the videos to one-to-one mentoring. I've got an ebook as well, so have a look at the ebook. I do lives, get on there, comment, have a look at the videos. There's a lot of videos on there, nearly 2,000 videos. I could talk for 100 years on this subject, because it's been a part of my life since I was a teenager. Take it easy, I'll speak soon.